Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. Here are your hosts, Scott Bear and Jeremiah Johnson.
Welcome to the Lost at Home podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm Jeremiah.
And we are back for episode 227, Jer.
Well, you know what, Scott, that sounds like a prime number, but guess what? It is. It's a prime number, baby. Prime number episode 227, prime factorization, one and itself.
No
and that's
fucking
it.
shit.
We are at a prime number episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy crap.
We have nothing special in store because we're not a math podcast at all.
It's been a while.
A few episodes, actually. The 220s, I think we had one in 223 or something like that, or 221.
Burst my bubble.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. If you're a first-time listener, Lost at Home Podcast is a podcast where we dig up the weirdest and deepest and darkest stories from the far reaches of the internet, things you won't find on any other news show, any other podcast, and we try to spin them into new properties. We don't just want to report the news, but we want to make new content. Our show is new content, but we want to make movies, TV shows, songs, stand-up acts, you name it, puzzles, macrame.
Yeah. We haven't done a macrame one yet, but
we haven't.
You know, fuck it. If we're like, we're running out of ideas, the thing to make the story is if somebody made a pig fucking a man macrame.
Yep, but the idea here is we want to generate not just the content we're creating right now that you're listening to as new content, but new content within that new content that can become content for other people.
Yes, I hope that makes you all content that we can create that content.
I'm also hoping in a court of law this show holds up as copyright.
Yeah, to a degree. If somebody completely rips off one of our ideas,
we could.
We're coming for you, unless there's like a big fat payday in it. So.
Yep. No. This basically, we hope you do run with our ideas, make them into multi-million-dollar movies,
and then we can just get a cut. Just get a cut. We won't even,
extort you.
I'd say extort. Yeah. Although hopefully that can't be used in a court of law because we're really running ourselves into the ground here.
But I was gonna say I don't want to say.
No, you can use the other parts, not this part.
I was gonna say I don't really want to say sue. That seems unseemly.
Well, no. Yeah, we would essentially give you a fair warning and say, hey, we notice you made millions of dollars on our idea. Clearly, it's ours, and we are we deserve all your money.
Yeah,
and the property and all the money that comes from it. Unless you give us $40 each.
That's. Can I be the negotiator? Can I be our agent?
Are you gonna get?
I feel like you sold ourselves out for like 8 Subway subs.
Yeah, something like that. Well, if you go, I'm going sweet onion chicken teriyaki. I'm going maybe 10 Subway subs. Between the two of us,
sweet onion teriyaki. That's a high price.
That's an $8 sub right there. So between the two of us, we get 5 each. So we get 10 total. Chicken teriyaki.
Okay, I see what you're doing. But I still think I could negotiate a better contract.
Get us up there. Should we just go straight for the sandwiches and I can ask for 12?
I would automatically roll them into those meal plans where you get the bag of chips.
Oh, the chips with
and
it?
The soda. Because you get less subs, but you'd get more dinners, if you will.
Yeah, and I bet if we went straight for that and just skip the money part of it, and we just got the sandwich equivalent, we could actually tack a couple sandwiches on going straight to the Subway Corporation.
Yep, I'd throw a clause in that if you fill your cup up again, but it's just water, it doesn't count as a second beverage.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You got to make sure those are in there. And you know what? I'd even probably put in a patience clause where if I just fill the cup with ice and sit in Subway for 9 hours and wait for it to melt, that's my water now.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't steal water.
No, you didn't. I don't think you can steal water.
There's no sign that says you can't have as much ice as you want.
No, there's not a lot of signs in Subway, actually. I think
there's a lot because their wallpaper is literally of old Subways, which are covered in directional signs.
Yeah, I'm still thinking of the one in Montpelier,
Subway
which is just,
may have more signs on its walls
than the Subway itself.
Well,
the one in Montpelier is just pictures of fresh vegetables, and it's almost like a thing that's saying, you won't get these here. Nope. No siree.
This episode brought to you by Subway. Dig into a delicious foot-long sub. $5? Heck, we'll sell it to you for that. That seems fair.
Sure.
Even though the contents cost way more.
Wink.
You should maybe be curious about what you're eating.
This is definitely more than $5 worth of ham. They must be losing money on every one of these. Yes, ham. Yes, of course. Ham.
Why when you tell the other worker to go back and grab more ham because you're out of ham, do they do air quotes?
Very well. So we're brought to you by Subway this week.
And Patreon. Go to patreon.com/lostathome and make sure to donate to our show. You can donate for as little as $1 a week. Wait, month. It's a month.
$1 a week would be great.
Actually, $1 a week would be fine.
But there's a $3 tier that you can
get. There's a $3 tier, which is less than $1 a week. And for that amount, which, well, we never even said what $1 gets you. It gets you a thank you on the show.
For less than taking one cup of coffee away from an orphan in Africa per week, You can actually have this show with more content. And actually, I still have not posted. I've got a piece of content sitting there waiting to be posted. I keep forgetting to post it. So there's something to pop up. So
I promised to put a few things up in heaven, but I've also put a few things up I didn't promise. So.
That's right. And actually, me too. So this is something probably coming in.
Yeah, if you want more Lost at Home and you want the weirder stuff, because these are just things that don't quite fit into the show properly.
And sometimes extra pieces that we get from people who we've had Bruce on, and the thing that I haven't posted yet, and I hope he doesn't get pissed, is he gave us a sneak peek at one of the movies he's producing over in Australia because he got his producing hat on. He's working with Paul Hogan now, so we got an exclusive movie trailer / sneak peek at his movie. So sometimes you'll get cool stuff like that, extra content, things like that. Sometimes we'll make content out of the things we promised to make content out of while doing the show, while we're creating these story things or whatnot. And sometimes we'll make some pieces out of them as promised, and we'll put those up there as well.
Exactly.
Yay.
So make sure to go over to patreon.com/lostathome, support the show. $1 gets you a shout out. $3 gets you a whole bunch of new content.
Scott, do you know what a chicken's favorite tool is?
A cloaca.
It's an X-Acto knife.
That's barely a dad joke.
Yeah,
and you don't have kids.
Well, guess what? Yeah, because I'm barely a dad. Is
that what you tell that sad sock by your bed?
Someday you'll be pregnant, honey. If you didn't make her get all those abortions. Yeah, those sock abortions.
Oh.
All you do is just reach your hand up and turn that bitch into a sock puppet.
That would actually make a good skit for YouTube. Bring a sock to a Planned Parenthood.
And they're just like, okay. No. Okay.
That reminds me of when I moved into my new home. Someone asked me "Oh, you bought that house on that street? It's by the funeral home. It's called Planned Parenthood. Have some class."
Yeah.
They laughed, we laughed, and we hung our heads in shame.
Yeah, and then you hang your heads in shame because you've been killing babies all this time.
So
are we right into web droppings already?
Yeah, let's do that. Web dropping 2.0. I think we paused for an opening.
We did. I usually get the web droppings opening. We did miss one of the...
I just love pointing it out just in case.
Yep, no.
It makes me smile.
Yeah. Well, we did actually miss an opening a few episodes ago because you randomly dropped one in. You were like, oh, and we're going to go ahead and play that opening, but nobody kept a note of it. And I don't listen to the entire podcast back when I'm editing it, and I forgot. So we paused for an updates opener, and then you referenced it a few times, but nobody ever heard it.
That is so great.
Which is great because it almost is like it just happened in your head, and you're like, oh, I love that song. But anyway, we did have an opener there.
All right, our first web dropping, I decided to turn to a little bit of a game. So
yay! Which means that we already have our content out of it. This is a new game.
This is a new game, and what
Fisher
I'm going to do
eat your heart out.
is give you the title of the story. I'm going to read the story that I've edited carefully to make sure there's no hints of the question that will be asked at the end of this long ramble.
Okay.
So basically, sit back, put your feet up, pour a little...
hold on a second here.
Pour a little tea out of your flask.
There we go.
Take off your socks.
Oh, yeah. And my
Can you
pants.
put on the armchair of your lazy boy?
Yep.
And
Should I
sit
take
back
off
and relax to the dulcet tones of
all three socks.
Scott
All right.
talking about our first story, which is Woman Breaks Off Engagement. Are you ready, Jer?
I'm ready,
Listen
Scott.
carefully to the details. This has been carefully edited to not give away anything. I want you to listen to the details and be ready for a question. The question will be...
Oh, we got to play a game like Dumb People Town or something? Yeah, okay.
Did she break off her engagement?
Okay.
This is a very Dumb People Town kind of moment.
You've already given me the question.
Yes.
Okay.
I figured it'd be easier. That way you can kind of search through what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
And if you have questions as we go, I may or may not be able to answer them, but I'll certainly pause and entertain you. And if you'd like to interject at any point also, I would pause for that because you are hilarious.
Okay. Well, I'm just actually going to sit back and drink my Pabst Blue Ribbon.
All right.
The greatest Blue Ribbon beer that was won the Blue Ribbon thousands of years ago and never since. Pabst Blue Ribbon. Enjoyed fine with a Subway. Pairs well with sweet onion chicken teriyaki. In a Subway. Also brought to you by Subways.
And Pabst Blue Ribbon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck it, we got loads of sponsors today.
All right, back to the show. Claire Dalton thought she'd met the man of her dreams.
Because her name... Oh, no, she broke off the engagement. Okay.
She broke off the
Good.
engagement.
Okay. Getting him facts straight. Okay.
And mind you, this is someone else's writing that I've rearranged and retextualized to make sense.
You made it better. I get you.
Falling in love before soon becoming engaged, she spent a glorious 6 months with a diamond ring on her finger, thinking she found the one. But in the week leading up to her big day with the man she had built a 4-year relationship with, Claire found an unforgivable truth about her soon-to-be husband. A truth so gut-wrenching, it was like, quote, someone had taken a dagger and fiercely pierced it into her heart. End quote. Claire wrote about why she broke up with her fiancé, posting online to Facebook group Love What Matters.
Okay.
Claire started her 1,860 word post declaring that she was, quote, that girl who is allowed to love allowed love to blind her from the truth.
Okay.
Quote, I'm that girl that spent 6 months with a ring on her finger, she wrote. That girl that planned an entire wedding only to find out a week prior that it was all a lie. Now, it's kind of a given that when you get engaged, you know pretty much everything there is to know about a person, correct?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a given. I would say it should be expected, but it's not a given.
Especially after 4.5 years, because 4 years being together, 6 years engaged. Okay, that's where
6
we're at
months
now.
engaged. Yes. Yep. Good. Yep.
But the 21-year-old says she had no idea about her now ex-fiance's secret, which completely went against her idea of love, of being true and pure and governed by God's law.
Mm-hmm.
I felt sick to my stomach, Claire admitted. The coldest thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life is the lying eyes of the man I love, gazing deep into my soul as multiple lies roll from his lips.
Wait, what? If there are lies rolling from his lips, and you don't know
not
they're
the
lies
best
yet,
writer.
then and they're not yet. You don't know they're lies yet. Then why don't you?
This is all retrospect.
Of course, but she's saying that as she was looking at him in the eyes, there's nothing worse than that. She didn't know he was lying then, so she should have been fine.
She's a shitty writer.
She's a terrible writer.
I never knew until that moment how unconsciously cold a single person could be. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. I wanted to kick and punch the wall, she wrote. But in that moment, I felt paralyzed. I had a sudden frightening sensation of someone grasping at my neck, as if someone or something was attempting to suffocate me to death. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Everything felt lonely. Everything reminded me of him.
Mm-hmm.
Everything made me feel overwhelmingly sick.
Wait, everything?
To my stomach.
I'm just making sure
I
I get
felt traumatized.
Everything. Just making sure she got the everything's out.
I felt worthless.
Okay.
And incredibly afraid.
Afraid now? Okay, that adds something to it.
Before I allow you to guess what he did, I will give you one.
So it is okay. So you just said that it's what he did.
He has done something to break off the engagement, to give her fear, the feeling of being choked, to hate the lies. I will give you one tidbit of information to help you.
Okay.
Claire, who is a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Mormons, says her religion brings her great joy and happiness, and that while thousands may disagree with her decision to leave her partner and her views on love, she saw no other solution, so she broke off the engagement.
Yeah, so I had a few things running through my head, and I already figured it had some kind of religious motive, but I wasn't sure which way it would go. You said something about them doing something, which actually has me a little more confused, because I thought it would have something to do with how this person, like who they are.
Oh, he did something.
Did he leave the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints?
I will give you 5 guesses. No. Number 1, no. Leaving the church at number 1. Let's look at the board. Ding, ding, ding. Why was there dings?
He voted.
I'm a little confused by this game show. There were dings, then it turned to a. I mean, it's very misleading.
It tricks you into thinking like, "Oh, I did it." No, fuck you, asshole.
Just like the Mormon Church.
He voted for Hillary Clinton.
Ding, ding, ding. No.
It turns out. Let's see. He.
Number 2 voted for Hillary Clinton. No.
He. I would say.
Do it right.
Is bisexual.
Ding, 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 ding. Number 3 on the board. Is he bisexual? Well, we already heard the sounds.
Let's see. I would say he Got her pregnant and then wanted her to get an abortion.
Number 4, got her pregnant and wanted an abortion. Let's look at the board. Ding, 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 ding,
The more dings go off every time. Thousands of dings. One more
Nope.
guess. I'm gonna say, he is an atheist.
Let's see. Number 5. Look at the board. Is he an atheist?
I know that's not the thing, because that's not like he did something, but that's literally the last guess I could possibly have without forcing a lot of silence in this game. Not that you wouldn't have plenty of dings to fill it in. Oh, they're turning into like choked dinks now. I know, you could have started with I knew that was wrong. I told you it was wrong while you were dinging. Curious, yeah.
A week before their wedding day, Claire wrote,
I hope it's something like awful and you've been setting it up like this, like he
On
murdered
how-
my mother.
on how she stumbled across something shocking
Oh no, did you look at pornography?
on her partner's phone. Her partner had been looking at porn just hours before she picked up his phone and apparently snooped.
Yeah, oh, yes. Looking at porn is way worse than just having no trust and snooping through your partner's shit. Yeah.
Quote, multiple windows open of sick and twisted ideas of what women supposedly look like.
Sometimes the woman was on top.
No.
On top!
No, there's no indication he was actually looking at any kind of copulations, porn, insertions, just women, just sexy ladies. He was looking at like sexy lady pictures from the way she described
First
it.
of all, it's hard to go anywhere on the
That's
internet
barely
without
porn.
some kind of sexy lady just being like a Subway ad. Say like Subway, Eat Fresh. You're looking at their ads and they have a sexy lady on there because they can't use Diddle or Jared anymore.
Here, let's play another Dumb People Town game. How many people do you think were invited to the wedding? Mormons. You gotta figure the plus one's automatically a plus 4 or 5
Yeah.
for wives. And then kids.
Well, yeah, and a lot of the entire community comes out. Where were they? Where are they from?
How about its individual RSVPs?
Where are they from?
The Mormon town.
Okay. But in other words, they are from like Mormon Central. In
Yes.
other words, so it's not like
Probably
they're
Salt Lake.
it's not like they're a Mormon family in Vermont or something like that. This is
No.
okay. So I'm gonna say 240 people.
Nice, not bad. 300.
Okay. At first I was gonna say low, but then it was like, oh yeah, you're right. The Mormons, like, they stick together. The entire community.
Oh
comes
yeah.
out.
And I love this quote. We already had over 300 invitations to our wedding sent out.
Sent out. That's not how many people are actually going to show up, but
We had to call every single one of those people and tell them what happened and inform them that the wedding was off.
Oh, did she actually? I wonder if she wrote like a fucking 6-page essay telling everybody what happened.
Probably.
Like snapshots of his phone, be like, this is the awful stuff he was looking at, and all the men who received it be like, oh honey, I can't believe he would do such a thing. I should study that so I know what not to look at, so I don't ruin our relationship.
She is
I'm going to molest some people now.
Well, that's how she sees.
Those are the Catholics.
This is how this 21-year-old sees the world. She quote, there are hundreds of statistics out there on how harmful pornography is on the brain, relationships, and the world.
Mormon statistics, yes.
There is nothing natural or healthy about indulging in pornography. To say that, subquote,
I mean, that
all
might be true.
men
I don't
look
know.
at porn, end subquote, is to say that all men care more about self-gratification and sexual desire than they do about their wives,
Yes.
daughters,
Yes.
sons,
Yes.
and other people they love in their life.
Correct, yes. So she realizes it's true then, because both those statements are true.
Yeah, and then the internet attacked her hard. All the internet.
Yeah.
Like, literally, she's been in the middle of
Well,
a
because she posted
shitstorm.
she posted this on social media, and I hate to say it at this point in
this
I,
hit
I
Reddit,
don't, I don't condone
this
anybody
hit
bullying
Facebook.
anybody regardless of their stupid views or anything like that, but there is that like expectation of, well, when you kind of like, it's like when you jump into, it's one thing if you were to send that thing out to a family member and somebody took a picture of it and posted it, I'd be like, that's kind of a shitty thing to do. But when you post it on social media, maybe it's not right, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you should have an expectation about, like, I'm not going to go jump into a shark tank and start swimming around with sharks and then be really surprised when they fucking attack me.
You came so fucking close to my analogy.
Okay.
I was literally about to say, like, if you have the meat sweats, you don't swim in the Amazon.
We're on the same page. I like your colorful language a lot better. I told you I was a little slow today, so I appreciate you punching up my analogy there. It's actually a really good one. Got the meat sweats, gonna go swim for... honey, you sure you want to do that? Piranhas don't come out this far. Okay, well, it's funny. It's funny I didn't think about pornography in that, because I and actually, I may have even been wrong technically because it may not have been pornography, right? Just he was looking at lewd pictures.
Yeah, and she is quoted as saying, "It is not my job to fix him." It almost literally is every wife's job to fix their guy because most husbands have.
If you don't, they're just gonna stay broken.
Well, I was gonna say most guys are broken to some degree, and most women are broken to some degree. Yeah. Every marriage is two broken people,
and what it is
fixing each other.
Well, what it is one broken person keeping all their broken parts and trying to fix the other person into the same type of broken person they are.
So it's a lot like in Empire Strikes Back in Cloud City when Chewbacca had all the pieces of C-3PO and he was trying to put them back together, but he put his head on backwards.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's a nice analogy for marriage.
That is, yeah. It's like somebody, we got to get together. Sure, we're all going to be at least C-3PO with their head on backwards, but the other person's going to be Chewbacca, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Hey, every marriage needs a Chewbacca and a C-3PO.
Yeah.
And the funny thing,
yeah, they do.
The funny thing about this is, as maybe he could have gotten.
She's a Mormon.
I'm wondering.
They fucked through a hole in his sheet.
I wonder if the is that the Mormons or are those the
Hare Krishnas?
No, the Orthodox.
Oh,
Jewish
they fucked through
people?
a hole in a sheet woven out of the hair that was shaved off their heads.
Okay, I don't think that's correct at all. The Hare Krishnas, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the Orthodox.
And you have
Jews.
to use tambourines as birth control.
Okay.
It's like the thing you put in a girl.
Things should go awry here. You're talking about like an IUD is what you're talking about.
No, the old school one that looks like a
the diaphragm.
It looks. Yeah, I was about to describe it as it looks like a Triforce if it had sex with a solo cup.
I was thinking, so there's that, and then there's the IUD. But yeah,
a solo cup Triforce.
Okay. The funny thing about this, I wonder if he could have gotten away with making this work, is if only he was only looking at pictures of his soon-to-be wife instead of this, or maybe he could actually find a company that puts his wife's face on porn stars. It's too bad there's not a company that actually does that kind of thing because they could be making bank, honestly. Let somebody log in, add somebody's picture to existing porn stars. And you'd be like, honey, I was looking at you the whole time.
I mean, that sounds like a brilliant business idea, and I don't see any reason why a company like Naughty America...
I'm not familiar with their work at all.
Couldn't figure out a way to monetize this deepfake porn by doing the exact same thing. We talked about deepfake porn. What was it, 3-4 months ago?
Quite a while ago, and it was we did a large piece of it.
8 months ago.
It was before a lot of people had heard of it.
I think it could have
deeply.
been close to 10.
I think it's 10 years ago now.
It's a stretch to think 11 months, but it could have been 12.
I'm thinking closer to actually a year and a half by this time.
Yeah, I was
18
about to
months.
say 13 months, but I hate when kids talk about how our moms and dads talk about how old their toddler is, and they're like, "Oh, he's 27 months." No, that's an actual
that's
age.
year. There's years now. Fuck you.
Once you hit years,
honestly, even when they're 11 months, call them a year old for fuck's sake.
I didn't want to hear about your shitty kids, and now you're making me do math.
Yeah. Oh, that's like 2 and carry the throw.
So when is this threesome gonna start, and when is your kid gonna stop screaming? Because it's not getting me hard. You say as you point to the very erect dad, who might need some psychology. Wait, no. That's not how you say those words.
I'm gonna start referring to myself as 115 months old. I think I'm just gonna start. Going.
Fabulous.
I'm gonna only in months from now on. How old are you, Mal? I just gotta keep track of what I'm doing now and just start actually, keeping that up. Yeah, but
that is kind of fabulous.
Yep.
But yeah, we talked in the past about deepfake technology.
I mean,
I'm
older than that, by the way. I'm just saying, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand.
I'm significantly older than that. I don't know what 115 months would even be, 10 years old, a little more than.
It's your 115-month anniversary.
120 would be, yeah. Actually, hold on. I actually am curious what I would be. Be 40 to 57 months old.
Nice. That's a nice round number.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So if
457... Prime.
Nice.
Yes, I have a Prime sheet in front of me.
Nice. Oh, that was fast.
Yeah, but... So the Naughty America is thinking about monetizing deepfake porn.
Yeah, you were reading, so you didn't hear where I was.
Yes, I did. Yeah, yes. No. You got as far as the months old of kids.
No. I was just about to explain what deepfake porn is to anyone who didn't listen to that prior episode.
Yes.
It's essentially a AI learning algorithm that can take video and still pictures of people and then kind of map them around anyone in a video's head.
Yes.
Thus making it, say, Gal Gadot suddenly is going down.
Well,
on a guy,
which was the
that
issue
kind of
is why a
stuff.
lot of people have not necessarily gotten as much of a chance. They're still hard to take down, but all the major platforms said if they found them up on their site, they would take them down because they consider them the same thing as revenge porn, pretty much using somebody's likeness in that way without them. Even if it's not their bodies, the thing that people were getting out of this. So when I first read this headline, I was actually concerned about that because I'm like, how is somebody going to monetize it? But then I realized they're not talking about allowing you to be like, yeah, show me Scarlett Johansson, fucking through this video and then shoot porn stars and then put her face on it and blah, 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 like they're doing. This is actually using real, you can get real people.
Better.
Well,
you basically
it's better in that you have to have essentially the right to use that likeness from what I can understand.
Yeah, so if you ever want
You
to
could
see
put yourself-
your girlfriend fucking James Dean,
As long as she could, consents to that.
You can send her headshots.
Or if you want to see
overhead,
yourself
all that.
fuck a famous porn star by putting your face on, like, an actual porn star fucking. And not only that, they were talking about being able to automatically extract through AI the women from the background, so they could actually say, like, oh, do you want to see, or I shouldn't say women,
In your
women
own
and
room.
women and men, the porn stars from the background. They could actually put them in your location, be like, I want to see myself on this body fucking this person, and I want it to be in my room. The ultimate fantasy. And not in America, the person that they were talking to actually, I think it was the CEO talking about how, this, sure, like, we're talking about doing it for porn, but like a lot of other things, porn might just be the thing that paves the way because it can kind of get into the market pretty quick and people can give it a good test and it'd be pretty profitable. But they could see this actually being used in real movies and shit like that, where someday you could be watching a Marvel movie and you're a superhero and shit like that. Way down the line, but like it could be like ultimate fantasy. We're already, in the realm of VR and things like that. When you combine all these things together, they were talking about also being able to use it hopefully on voice someday, so you could actually hear and be like, Scott, fuck me, Scott, something like that. No. Hopefully that sounds, whoever porn star sounds like that is not in the business anymore. But
now, do you remember a comic from the late 90s? I don't know the year that's in the title. It was Spider-Man, like 2099.
Yes, yeah. They had that whole series, a 2099 series.
Was it 2099? Okay.
It was that or
2020.
It was maybe it may have been 2199. But yeah, I just found my copy of that at home.
Oh, you have one
at my dad's house. Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Hang on to that.
I had the Spider-Man.
It's going to gain in popularity soon. My reason for bringing that up is in the very first issue of Spider-Man 2099. Yep. The future Peter Parker, if you will.
Yeah,
different guy, but
he's not like just a very elderly Peter Parker.
Was going to his friend's house to talk to him about what had just happened to him. I think it was basically him becoming Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and he walks in on him in a I believe it was a Wild West setting, and he goes, "Hold on a second," and pauses and breaks it down. And he was in the middle of a VR room where he was a film director making his latest movie. And it was just a holodeck kind of thing where he was creating a movie.
Yes, and you could actually have access and essentially boss stars around and actually go through the real life situation of doing that.
And the idea here is deepfake may seem like a bad idea, but it's slowly going to pave the way to mapping, say like Brad Pitt, all these actors and stuff. They will monetize it themselves. You'll literally have the major movie stars
think about DLC,
and do a full mapping of their body, and then write a contract saying, for $100 billion, you can put me in movies until the end of time.
Well, I could see different.
Say my kin have final say over it.
So I could see you buying a package, say the movie package, and then DLC is Brad Pitt and Gal Gadot, and so you start buying individual people.
Years after they're dead.
Oh yeah,
you can make
course.
a movie.
Oh but what I mean is, they're and they're
not
you mean
even there.
for down the line, yeah.
You're Jar Jar Binks.
Well, it's like how Tupac has a concert every year now.
Yeah, but I mean legitimately looking good. Like you would have like in Star Wars. But
not just a glitchy hologram that if you're not looking directly at it, you don't know what it is.
Yeah. So 40 years down the road, they're like, damn, Brad Pitt would have been great for this movie, and you just CG him in, and he's dead. But
which they already do. But it's it's intense AI. I mean, it's intense CGI, whereas this would be more like AI actually figuring shit out.
We're gonna hit a point where
because it's gonna understand.
Are eternal. They become literal gods because sure they die, but they will live on in film and TV.
And not only that, I'm guessing you could then feed even actors who are dead enough. I mean, you wouldn't feed them. You feed the actors. Yeah, come on, eat.
Put more
Shirley.
pudding in that corpse's mouth. We're getting low res on this monitor. It's like a weird twisted macabre thing.
Yeah. Shirley Temple's not looking so good these days. But you could actually go feed these AI, these machine learning algorithms, these AI units, a lot of existing archival footage of somebody, and they could actually then recreate that character as they think that character would play it. Their tone, their body movements, like whether they would be like over the top in certain scenes.
Yeah,
AI's getting there.
You could build an AI off an actor from a full body scan, a full catalog of them saying like 100 or 300 keywords, and then just a scan of every bit of movie making they've ever done, which is honestly enough to get all their mannerisms.
Yep.
Like how they walk, their gait, how they talk, how they lick their lips at a certain point or something, No, I think we just created the future of cinema as our new concept.
You heard it here, folks. We copyrighted it, so anything that resembles that in the future, well, it's billions.
Think about this. Let's do a quick analogy before we go into the next
Sure.
story. Let's go back 100, too far, 80 years.
Okay.
You want to be a famous photographer. You need a camera and equipment and a black room and all the other stuff that costs money. So if you really want to be a photographer, you need to commit.
Of course,
so say at that time,
and that's like if you just want to get into it, like if you actually want to start getting the real lenses and shit, and really doing the telephoto
this
shit.
Is 80
and whatever.
years ago, mind you.
Yep.
Only so many photographers. Only so many people were creating the photography that we saw in National Geographic, in the news, in the media, for the old newsreels that played movie.
Let alone
theaters.
the movie stuff, which was even crazier because
all of that was done by a very small set of people who had access to these tools. Now, with a cell phone, everyone's a fucking photographer.
Yeah, they're not, but they are. Yes,
but yeah,
everybody can take pictures.
But Instagram shows you that there's an illogical number of people who all think they're all world-class photographers.
Yes, I need to see more pictures of your smashed pea toast because the way that it's green on top of brown against a green plate on top of a brown table, color theory now, you cunt.
Yep, pretty much.
No filter.
Now, a one-to-one analogy for that isn't about the...
Nobody wants to see your fucking food.
Oh, I agree.
Anyway.
Isn't about the equipment anymore.
That's right.
We're moving past the equipment. The equipment is everywhere.
The barrier to entry is for the actual physical hardware needs is no longer there.
Yeah. So what we have to move past is that aspect of what the barrier was, and the barrier now is star power. I want to make a movie with you this weekend with a video camera.
I'm suck at acting.
Are we going to get Gal Gadot and Brad Pitt to be in it? Fuck no. 100 years in the future,
you could do it.
You buy them as DLC, and suddenly they're in your
exactly.
movie.
Yeah. Well, that's why I feel like you buy certain packs.
And everyone has a fucking Brad Pitt movie where he's sucking off Brad Pitt.
Certain setting, yeah.
People are gonna be so sick of that. Like right now, we're like, dude, that'd be fucking something.
Yeah.
No, in 100 years, like, oh, another fucking suck fest.
Shit. What's the name of our favorite Amazon?
Gal Gadot,
the guy that writes all the Chuck Tingle. We're just gonna make all of his movies into actual properties using the actual stars themselves. Like
you could.
What is it? Leonardo DiCaprio gets pounded in the butt by his Oscar. That was one of his books.
Yep. No, I think the next thing to kind of lose its singularity, its awesomeness, is acting. You can be a new actor and add to the collective of possible DLC.
Yes,
but.
And people will want to see sharp new stuff because they're going to be getting sick of seeing 40 Brad Pitt movies a year.
They will, but this will be after
getting sucked off in every fucking.
This will be after 200 years of movie making, meaning that's 200 years of actors.
Yeah.
So that's a good pool to pull from first. And not all of them will be digitized.
I mean, the other thing too is, I mean, I'm guessing at certain points, like the Brad Pitt package is still going to be cost prohibitive to a normal person, though.
Oh yeah, there'll be tiers for pricing. I mean, then you'll have like Chad down the street who can't get a job at the pizza place because of his fucking, I don't know. Name something weird with Chad.
His webbed toes.
Yes, on his face.
Yes.
The country went really downhill after Trump was
president.
They allow you to
discriminate. They allow you to discriminate about anything nowadays. Unless you're a white Christian, you're allowed to discriminate against anybody now in the future.
Yeah, at this point, a lot of macro mutations because of all of Trump's environmental policies.
Yeah.
A lot of eyes on the inside
rolling
of your
back.
mouth.
What is it? The new coal emission policies that, in fine print in the actual rule, said that it was going to cause upwards of 1,400 additional premature deaths per year. That was in the actual language of the regulation. Great stuff.
Well, that actually may make becoming a DLC star, as I'd like to call it in the future, more lucrative because if you're not a macro mutation due to the bad environmental policies, you're hot.
Yes.
So anyone who doesn't have eyes on the inside of their mouth, webbed feet coming out of their cheeks, you're basically
if you don't
born
look like
a star,
like some fucked up trauma character or something like that, then you're gonna be.
That'd make a fun sci-fi movie too, where someone's like, "I'm normal." Well, no, technically you're the weird one because you're normal. You're the one out of a million.
You're describing the I believe it was a Twilight Zone episode. Maybe it was an Outer Limits. It may have been an Outer Limits episode where the whole time you don't actually see the woman's face or anything, and the doctors are in like masks working
that was
on
Twilight
them.
Zone, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, she's hideous, and we're gonna work on it." And then it turns out she's like a drop dead gorgeous woman,
and they were
hideous. But in their reality, she was the hideous one because she looked weird. She was like a model.
So this would be like an extension of that, where like the hot person is working really hard because no one will give her or him a job because they're hideous.
Yeah.
But when they finally do...
look, she's got 2 eyes and a perfectly symmetrical face and a body that won't quit.
Although that wouldn't work in a society where everyone's making movies at home with their DLC stuff, picking hot actors and actresses.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. In fact, yeah. So we're going to have to work on our vision for the future.
But if anyone wants to take that idea, we get producer credits.
That's right. Just give us a producer credit. All right, moving on. I might take this next story because I've read it as well. We both brought this one to the table, so we can both we can tag team this one, if you will, because you took the first 2 already. So, just to give you a little break.
Yes.
So this one,
Jer, do that.
So this is man,
Jer,
Roy.
you should do the next story. I agree with you. I'm sorry I wasn't talking.
Roy.
It was like I was trying to bring the note up in my phone before you got
Roy
going.
Meadwell, 51.
Who is Roy?
Well, he's 51.
That's not a... That's not a who.
Well, tell me about yourself. I'm 51.
That's not who you are.
And what do you like to do for fun? Well, I'm 51. Okay, Roy. Well, 51 and all. So you put the pieces together. 51-year-olds do a lot of things, Roy. No, they do not. They do not actually.
They actually do very little.
They do 51. Very well though. 51.
It's a 69 when you're shorter. Roy's a short man.
So he had a restraining order against him with his ex-fiancee who had issued a restraining order.
Aren't they all ex-fiancés, Jer?
No.
Well, in the last story they were. Just so far they all have been.
Oh, because we had one before. Yes. So, yes.
I threw you a fucking curveball there. Sorry.
Well, yes, in 2 stories they have been, yes. I thought you just meant in general in life. Like, Jer, aren't they all?
No, mine's a post-fiancé.
Post-fiancé, not ex. Yeah, that's
a
nicer way to put it. It sounds like ex is negative.
Oh, no, I have a wife.
Connotation.
I just like referring to her when I meet new people as...
talk about her as
post-fiancé. This is my post-fiancé,
I'm sure wives love hearing that. Yes. This is my post-fiancé.
She moves in bed.
Well, this guy was forbidden from contacting his ex-fiancée after he assaulted her in December of 2016, and he needed a way to kind of get in touch with her and let her know, hey, you made a mistake. All this man meat. By the way, I don't think this person.
This episode brought to you by Man Meat.
Man meat. Don't swim in the Amazon with it. That's for sure. Man meat. Well, anyway, he finally decided to write a letter to his ex-fiancée, but not actually as himself. Rather, he decided to go undercover, if you will, via the penning of this letter, as his ex-fiancée's ghost. A mother's... I'm you, but I'm dead.
I like your version better.
Me too. Just like you're the ghost of you eventually dying comes back and was like, okay. No, ex-fiance's mother's ghost coming back and essentially, for some reason, instead of appearing, doing what all ghosts do, which is write a letter, send it in the mail, and wait for you to open it, because ghosts, it's not like they can walk through walls or appear anywhere they want or anything like that. And was like, ooh, you need to get back and, get back with him. You've made a terrible mistake. All you have to do is call him. And she was like, well, that sounds like a bunch of bullshit, obviously. She did not fall for the old mother's ghost ruse, as people are wont to do.
As most people wouldn't.
Yeah, no, well, she apparently also got an anonymous letter from, supposedly from a well-wisher, but it was obviously sent by him as well. simply said, "Oh my God, can't you see the greatness in this man?" And she said that she knew, that was just part of the message. She said that she knew from the messages that she got that it was not, in fact, her mother's ghost, possibly because that would be ridiculous, but also because apparently in these messages there was like very specific details of their life together that only he would essentially know.
Oh, I bet you should forgive your husband.
He's not my husband. He's my ex-fiancee.
You should forgive him because of that thing he does in bed with your butt.
Wait, what? Have you been watching me? And why are you here?
That's how ghosts work. We see all.
Well, why did you send me a letter if instead of just? And why am I responding to a letter in real time and it's responding back to me? Is this some magical
it's weird.
ghost thing?
You'd think I saw what you did in bed since I died after you broke up.
Yes, you did.
But I was always with you.
Well, yeah, you died.
Mothers are like ghosts even when they're alive.
Okay. Oh, I used to have that T-shirt. I sent you that in a card once. It could be you, Mother, because oh my God, Mother, I sent you that as a Mother's Day card once.
I'm glad you appreciated it.
Oh, Santa Claus now. Okay. Do all ghosts become an amalgamation of any voice you can do?
Every dead mother becomes Santa for a day.
Oh, that's how they keep Santa Claus going. So, well, it doesn't.
Santa would go insane at the North Pole, doing nothing for 364 days a year.
I thought you were going to say like for one day, but he only is needed for one day out of the year.
So every day he's a different dead mother to pass the time.
That is very dark.
I watch my daughters have sex.
Yes. Okay, I guess that's darker than just becoming Santa Claus.
64 of them. Oh,
wait, now the single mother has 364 daughters?
No,
or is this all Santas talking as one unit? This is getting
a lot of questions, little boy.
Well, I'm your daughter, so it'd be great if you knew that. You know, I'm starting to think this is a little fishy. Hold on a second.
A new mother dies. They inhabit my body. I fly around and watch them fuck.
Okay.
Then they go away, and at midnight, another mother takes over my body. This movie is called Another Mother.
Well, you actually wrapped that up pretty good. Thanks, Mom. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to get back with this assaulting piece of shit then, because my mother wants it to happen because she saw us fuck once. I'll give him a call right now. Wait a minute.
This fall on Another Mother.
Oh, it's a TV show now. It's like an anthology when a new mother every episode,
it's like
right?
Buffy where they did Monster of the Week.
Yeah,
they do Mother of the Week.
Yep.
And the show lasts for exactly
365
365 episodes, and the last episode is just straight up Santa.
It's straight up Santa Claus. Yes, but like, and I like the thought of it starting every time with like the death of the mother, like so you actually see what caused the death and stuff like that, and then the grieving, and then suddenly the Santa Claus.
The 365th episode is just him getting in the sleigh with all the gifts, leaving the elves, dropping them down chimneys, and every gift falls with a poof of soot. And you see a couple fucking, and it's the daughter of every mother. So in one 60-minute episode, we see 364 people fuck.
Yep, that's it's gonna be a HBO show.
It is rapid fire. There is an epilepsy warning.
Yeah, there's an HBO show, which means it has to last for 36.5 seasons.
People are engaged because it's basically Santa watching people fuck.
It is.
Well, it's just emulating a different woman's voice through his mouth.
Yes, okay. So they record the same Santa doing all the voices, but then you go back into essentially ADR and have like an actual old woman overdubbing the voice in Santa, and they'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know he had that big of a dick. I would have jumped on him too."
Yeah. First episode's like Atlanta. It's like, oh, I'm watching my daughter fuck. Oh, go get him, Shug.
Okay. Wait, the thing that made that Atlanta was saying Shug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's it. That's really it.
Well, that's a good idea. Actually, I would probably watch at least an episode of that show.
What was it called again?
Another Mother.
Another Mother.
Another Mother.
I feel like there's better titles for that.
There could be better titles because we could definitely roll like a Santa Claus pun in there with Mother or something like that. But oh shoot! Oh, I had something for a second. You know what? I'm gonna workshop this on my own time.
Yeah, there's definitely something. I off the top of my head, Mother Claus. Oh, the Mother Claus.
The Mother Claus. Yep.
Ooh, right there, spelled like Santa Claus.
Yep.
The Mother Claus.
The Mother Claus.
The Mother Claus is all moms become Santa.
No, it's like Santa Claus, only
But that-
Santa Claus
that-
spelled it like Claus and not, yeah.
And that guarantees only 364 mothers die a year, so we might need to make it regional. Like, there's a spell cast on New England.
It doesn't have to be every single mother. It could be select mothers.
Only ones who are really into watching their daughters fuck.
Or maybe that never got to see it. And they need to.
Or-
So they have to live one more day as Santa Claus to watch their daughters fuck.
Moms that never...
Before they can cross over.
Only moms that were virgins.
Okay. You know, with today's technology, I think technically, I mean, would you count in vitro fertilization?
Oh my God,
you
it's all in vitro
It could be
babies.
IVF, yeah.
You start with using film footage from like the 1970s and 80s, like a whole little thing about test tube babies.
Yep.
Like, in the 1970s, babies started being born in test tubes. A new science was groundbreaking, and if you would listen to me, Ted Koppel, you would know that
That's
these
Koppel, all right.
babies, when shaken and stirred,
like he's in
make
this-
perfect embryo replacements.
It's Koppel doing James Bond. Got it?
Now, fast forward a few years, and something funny happened.
Yep.
And then you're like, and it ends with Christmas, like him throwing the last gift down the chimney. Gets on the sled, he's like, I'm getting too old for this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And he takes
Yeah.
off, and then he lands in the
Yeah.
North Pole, and you see the clock go tick, tick,
just past midnight
tick,
to the next day.
ding.
Yeah.
And it cuts, smash cut, to an old lady going,
Yeah,
having
like
a heart
falling
attack.
down the stairs, some crazy thing like that. Dan, 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 dan,
Oh, no,
cut
no.
to...
Day after Christmas, or the morning of Christmas, where the kids want to open the gifts. The mother's like, "Oh, kids, hold on, don't open the gifts till I can make some coffee for your dad." And she
Yeah,
falls
clunk,
down the
clunk,
stairs,
clunk, clunk,
snaps
clunk,
her
clunk.
neck brutally in front of her kids,
Grandma!
bleeds out from
Yep.
a snapped neck. It's so bad.
Yeah, yeah. And kids stand there watching.
And they're like, they scream, and then title comes up.
Yeah.
The Mother Claus.
The Mother Claus.
And then all of a sudden, she wakes up going, but it's Santa Claus, and she touches the beard.
And so she doesn't even like. So she runs
to a
episode.
mirror. It's
She has to
Quantum
like
Leap.
every episode she has to like relearn the fucking elves, and the elves come into it and start fucking with
Well,
Santa
she
every
doesn't,
day.
but a new woman has to relearn all of this.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I mean. Is the in other words, there's no Santa's memories are not in there. So what? It's like a reset.
Oh, you need
a
like
hard
a
reset.
You need
day
like
to
a head
day.
elf.
Yeah.
Like someone CGI'd to be short, but there's still their face. And basically they're like, "Well, come with us. We know the drill." And like, "What drill? What's going on?" And like, "This is the toy shop." And like, you get different cuts of it every time, so it doesn't get stale. And then if they're like, "Well, you're Santa for a day. You don't really have to do anything, but if you want, you can rub your chinny chin chin and click your heels together and
Big Bad Wolf and Wizard of Oz. Gonna stepping on some copyrights here.
and snort this line of coal."
Okay, well that's new. That's
And
ours.
they hand her a candy cane straw, and
Yeah.
she does a line of coal. And then she's like, "Blap," and it's like the next day, or it's not the next day. She's back and she's watching her daughter fuck.
Yeah. So like, why did you show me this? Well, this is the whole point of this whole fucking thing. Now we got to round up the next 35 minutes.
Yeah, the first one's like her daughter fucking her husband, going, "Oh my God, tell me more about the will. Tell me more about the will."
Yeah.
She's like, she never even loved me. She just wanted my money. What can we do about it? And then maybe there's a mission where they go back and they destroy whatever was in the will. Like they burn down the estate.
Because
You have Santa Claus like dumping gasoline on a
Because I was gonna say
mansion.
this is a short, like this is a maybe Adult Swim length show, but if you that all you do is stop at them watching them fuck, and they're like, "Well, time's up."
Yeah.
You have to have a whole day, and they have 24 hours to get this right.
Yeah, so this
and
one
then they
she-
could cross over.
Yeah, this one she destroys the will.
Okay.
She
okay.
dumps gasoline on the mansion that they're about to inherit, and it burns down.
That's right. So it's a spite show.
And
So this is also
but then
mothers
the elf should be next
who
to
have been
her.
wronged of some kind. Too.
Yeah, the elf should be next to her, going, "That's your mansion you're burning down. I know. Maybe you shouldn't burn down your mansion. Well, I mean, now she can't get in the will. Didn't you celebrate Christmas at the mansion? Yeah. Isn't your daughter and her husband and your grandkids all in that mansion?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then cut the next day.
And then-
It's the mother who was just fucking as the second Santa Claus because she got burned by her mother because she's a mother too.
Oh, but that would mean her kids would have to fuck. So this age thing would need to be pushed forward. So,
Oh, yeah.
like, the daughter has to be at least
Yeah,
18.
let's not do that then. Yeah, that would have been one of those like gotcha things. We can't bring a twist into it right off the bat in the first episode.
You could also do a one where someone finds out that they go to like watch their daughter fuck, and they find out that they have a kid they didn't know about.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like they gave it up for adoption and forgot. Because I guess dads can forget they have kids because you can, throw a load in a girl and walk away. And
Well, that can definitely happen.
But the
yeah.
mother could never not know she didn't have a kid. But
especially since there's got to be.
Unless an abortion lived. I mean, it's Adult Swim, right? We're pitching it to Adult Swim, right?
Have you ever seen the movie Red Christmas? It's actually pretty funny.
Is it about an abortion at Christmas?
Pretty much, yeah.
Nope, I have not seen it.
It's like
I'm just a good guesser.
I think it's like in Australia. It's not exactly about that, but it's definitely about a child that was thought to be aborted turned out to have lived and comes back like 20 years later to just meet the mother at it's like an Australian movie. So it's Christmas is like sunny and everything out, but so he comes to meet them and he's like all haggard and everything. They kind of reject him, get freaked out by him, kick him out, so he goes on a murderous rampage. Nice. It's actually a really funny movie. I can't remember. Yeah, it's one of the streaming services I watched on recently. Yeah, we spent some time on that story. That was a good one. I actually removed the next one, so we're going to move right into the North Carolina story next, actually, which is your story. I also brought this one to the table as well, but I'll let you cover this one.
A North Carolina town names Bigfoot as its official animal. This is Blue Ridge Mountains. Wait.
Yeah.
No, it's on the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's Marion, North Carolina.
Yes, yep.
Small town, population of 7,800. God, they call that a small town.
Well, yeah, it technically is, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Because that's most towns in Vermont are small towns. So.
Exactly. This is not the only town to have done this. A town, Whitehall in upstate New York, also did the same thing recently. Essentially, this town did it because they have a Bigfoot parade every year, and they wanted to draw a little more attention to their town and kind of solidify this Bigfoot thing they have going on.
Well, yeah, it's not as
It's like Roswell, Arizona has a UFO thing.
Oh, Montpelier's population is almost exactly that, by the way. So, yeah.
Oh.
7,600 Montpelier. So.
Oh, this is a bigger town. So you're trying to say Montpelier could have Bigfoot?
Yes. That's what I was getting at.
Nice.
Because Bigfoot's all based on population.
We practically end each other's.
What's that?
Were you talking?
Sorry, now I don't usually listen to you. Yeah, but I no, I do like the I do like, first of all, the audacity of doing that, and just for promotional reasons, because it's like big deal. You name an official, animal, big deal.
Yeah.
And I don't even think every state has to have an official animal. Not state. Every town.
Oh my God, no! No town, no city has to have one.
But like for using it like that. But I think supposedly now I think they were trying to actually say that this festival is to is to supposedly prove the existence of Bigfoot. Is that what they try to do every time they have it? They have reports of sightings and stuff like that. They talk
about reports of sightings.
And show videos of the same videos probably everybody has ever seen.
There is a goal to prove it, but obviously no one has.
So I didn't realize...
I find that loosely hard to explain because, yes, they have a goal, but they have yet to meet it.
Did you link open the other... one of the links from this about the... it being spotted all over the place?
I read that and
in a short period of time. Obviously, historically, it has been.
Well, I read that, but I only figured people might have an uptick of sightings because it's in the pop culture right now. Because of that, the guy running for state senate in what was it, Virginia?
Yeah. I believe
who
you're correct.
does the Bigfoot porn. I kind of figured it became like...
Yeah, it's true. It's like anything enters the public consciousness suddenly, when there's one UFO sighting, like after Roswell, everybody started seeing UFOs way more, and it's like, well, maybe that's because that's when they were coming down. It's like, or maybe everybody, or the second people first described the little gray men as the thing. Before that, they were like the little green men. The second somebody was like, big head, eyes, everybody was seeing that as the alien. It was way different before that enters the public consciousness.
We did a story 2-3 weeks ago about the rake sighting up in Canada, and I swear, when I walk into any hardware store, there are all these new leaf rakes up for display.
That's right. It's that's what they call the frequency illusion, something like that. Frequency illusion.
Yeah, someone sees a monster in Canada in the late summer, early fall, and all of a sudden leaf rakes are everywhere.
Leaf rakes are everywhere. I think rakes everywhere. No, it's like when you buy a red car and suddenly you start noticing red cars everywhere, so you think it means there's more of them, but it's not. Yeah. It's a well-known bias, a cognitive bias in our heads, where we start thinking things actually pop up just because you're more likely to actually notice them, whereas they've been around you the whole time. And Bigfoot, so from what I'm looking at, rural New York highway, also in Northern California. And the thing that I thought about this is they're talking about maybe there's so many Bigfoot sightings, but I actually like the thought of like a Bigfoot road movie, because I don't think there's ever been one. Nope. Where like Bigfoot on the road, and he's actually traveling like kind of like a spring break, like, or something like that. Only he's going across the country.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Maybe find himself or something like that.
Aww.
Like
Harry
little
and the
Bigfoot. Yeah.
Harry and the Hendersons too. Where the fuck are the Hendersons?
Yeah, wasn't there a Harry and the Hendersons
Didn't
too?
you leave me in the woods to
Or
die?
was there ever a sequel?
I
to
never
that?
watched past that point. That was my favorite part of the movie, and I decided it can't go up from there.
Oh,
so when they
you
leave
mean-
him in the woods and they wave and he's crying and they're crying,
And
I shut it
wait,
off.
Yeah, so you took that as they left him in the woods to die?
Yes.
That's dark.
What
I think they were essentially
Bigfoot is going to survive in the woods without civilization?
They were essentially like saving him, right? I mean, but I don't know.
Sure.
But there was Harry and the Hendersons.
I'm going to use frequency bias every time I can. Next time I'm just like jerking off in somebody's bushes outside their window. They're like, that's the 9th time you've done that this week. I'll be like,
you just have frequency bias.
You saw me do it once, and now you think you see me doing it all the time.
Yeah, even though I've only done it 15 times now, but I've done it at least 20, and you've only noticed it 15. Wait, I don't think I'm making my own case here. I'm fucking.
You need motion sensor lights and alarms. Hi, I work for motion sensor alarm systems and frequency bias.
Yeah, frequency bias.
Yeah.
That's a name of a company. So yeah, a little Bigfoot road movie I think would be in order. Be a pretty fun one.
Yeah, Harry and Henderson's too. Still Harry.
Yeah,
Harry and the Hendersons.
still Hendersoning me.
Harry and the Hendersons Part 2. Are we hair yet?
Are we here yet? It's like the family, and the young one was like, "I fucking hate you, Dad. I gotta find myself," because the dad is like the old Harry.
I thought you were playing off my title. Like, are we here yet? I thought you were graphically explaining that, but you're doing a whole plot.
Oh no, like that would be the plot. Is there was a whole family. Harry from the original movie goes off into the woods, and rather than be left for dead, he actually finds a female Bigfoot. They can have a little montage flashback thing about how they blah 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 have their kid. The kid's unruly now. He's a teenager, like, and he needs to find himself. They want him to go to Bigfoot college. He's like, I'm not ready for Bigfoot college.
To?
I want to take a year off. And the kid's like, I need to find myself. So. And then they try to they essentially say that we're going to let him do it, but they follow behind him as well, so you can have some crazy family dynamics. Boom! They run into the original Henderson family. They come along for the ride to help him out because they're on the road to try to catch the kid when they find out that he has run away. Boom! You got an A and B storyline all set up. Crazy cast of characters that come in, and we're good.
I want one scene and one scene alone in the movie. The actual original Harry and the Hendersons Bigfoot.
Yep.
Completely shaved.
Okay. Cancer.
Can you picture?
Cancer, yeah.
No. Like they need to sneak him into a casino or something.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Mine's darker then. Like I gotta talk with you, Hendersons. I don't know why I can talk like this now, but I'm dying. I'm afraid it's cancer, but my son doesn't know yet. We need to find him and tell him.
We call that
John Lithgow.
That's the third movie.
Okay, I almost said John Leguizamo, which would be a cool John Lithgow stand-in instead, but
that's the third movie, and we call it And the Hendersons.
And people don't know why until they realize it's because Harry dies.
Well, first of all, because he's not Harry. He's got cancer. He's completely bald.
Oh, yeah, but he also dies.
He looks like one of those fucking nasty, hairless cats.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Burn all those in fires. All right, that wraps up the show.
It's still a cat, dude. It's ugly. Burn it.
I mean, it's still a cat, but it won't burn as easily in a fire because there's none of that hair is kindling.
Oh, so it's just a slow death. That's better.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that does it for this week on the Lost
yes.
at Home podcast. We thank you again for tuning in. If you want to find us on social media, hit us up on Twitter at The Lost at Home. Hit us up on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. Just look for Lost at Home podcast. You will also find a page. You can kind of ignore the page. We don't do a lot on there, but we do a lot on the group. Besides that, hit up patreon.com/lostAtHome to get in on this fun extra action. Remember, $1 helps the show keep the lights on every day and night.
Yep. $3 is better, and you get a lot better content out of that as well.
I also love that we keep the lights on in the studio during the day, which is probably why we need that $1.
We do need that $1. We are very wasteful people.
Besides that, take care and get lost.
Get lost.
I don't even wanna go to work, I really wanna stay in bed until tomorrow comes and goes. I think my brain is up to no good. Drink the laundry, do the breakfast, eat the coffee, here we go. My brain knows everything, my brain said fuck. My brain says fuck you, my brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you, my heart says fuck you too. My brain says fuck you, my brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you, my heart says fuck you too. It could be warmer, couldn't rain as much, and I could lose a couple pounds of chicken wings are too fucking good. Too fucking good. chicken wings are too fucking good. Then there's blue cheese dressing, fucking blue cheese dressing, too fucking good. Made by Jesus Christ, only God could make that.
My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My heart says fuck you too. My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My heart says fuck you too. I hear you calling out my name. It sounds like poison to my ears, like someone pissed inside my brain. You should go fuck yourself. You should go fuck yourself. You should go, you should go, you should go, you should go fuck yourself.
I wanna win the lottery or have a wacky aunt or uncle with $1 million die. Just fucking die. Get rich and then fucking die. I can stand to make amends with friends and family. I may cry, but I got shit to do. Shit won't shit itself.
My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My heart says fuck you too. My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My brain says fuck you. My heart says fuck you too. I hear you calling out my name. It sounds like poison to my ears, like someone pissed inside my brain. You should go fuck yourself. You should go fuck yourself. You should go, you should go, you should go, you should go.